God, I'm still coughing. Can I just jump into a vulnerable topic and say that motherhood has been really bad to me. I've been trying to get over a cold, and every time I have my cough attacks, I pee my pants. Every single time.
Okay, so that's. Let me ask you something because from what I have gathered, uh, that happens to you after you have children. But I haven't had children, and I pee all the time when I cough,
Oh, it
like
happens
really
to you
hard,
too.
all the
I
time.
think what that means is it's gonna be so much worse when you do have kids.
Well, don't they have surgeries? I thought they have
They
surgeries
do.
where they can like
They do. Mm-hmm. They
fix
can tighten
something
it
there.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say Kegels really work too, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know.
I
I'm so tired of it. Every time I cough, every time I sneeze, little droplets or a lot of droplets, and then I just feel dirty, disgusting, like TMI, but I'm so over it.
I know. I'm gonna give you a bigger TMI. I know that you don't like anything when it comes to throwing up. I know that you have like what is that
Phobia.
like? Do you just have like a phobia? You just
I
don't
think
like
so. I think so. Like I would literally rather have surgery than throw up. Like
like
I'm just no, nope, nope, nope.
that is so weird. What? Hold on. Okay, we're about to go into like some pretty serious stuff. Did you ever like throw up like n- because you wanted to be skinny? I
Nope.
don't even know how to ask it. Like that's such a weird thing to ask.
No. And you know what's crazy though? To be completely honest, at one point, I wanted to. Like, I was so desperate to be thin, which is so sad. But like, I did not have the willpower to not eat. And I was like, if I could make myself throw up, I would look so much better. But I am definitely, I wouldn't say afraid of throwing up, but it's like truly a phobia. Like, I would never, could never, even if I'm like belligerently drunk, feel sick, like, I could never like make myself throw up ever. I never
I,
have in my life made myself throw up.
I hear that a lot, and I don't know if that's because I used to do it so much when I was younger
It's so
that I
sad.
don't. It's like nothing for me. Like I do it before it comes out. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I feel like a little discomfort, I'm like 2 fingers down. Like I just know that I'm gonna feel so much better after. But I started talking about it because I always pee myself so bad when I throw up, and I'm not talking about just like just a little whistle. Like I wet myself, and it's
Yeah,
so embarrassing, and it's the worst. Like men don't have to
yeah.
experience certain things like that. You know what I mean? Like we have to
I
experience those
know.
freaking things.
I know. Yeah, no, if I'm sick, like if I have the stomach flu and I'm throwing up, absolutely. Like number one, number two, all the things are just coming out
Yeah.
both ends, just horrific. But yeah, no, I'm getting really tired of it. Like I need to figure I mean, it's just I don't know why it's so heavy. Actually, I do because I'm getting over a little cold and I feel totally fine, but I'm just coughing off and on. And I'm taking like all these showers because every time I start coughing, boom. It's just I don't know. I'm tired of it. What can you do?
I think that's the worst thing about get cold, that like the cough, that it's like it's sneaking up on you, like you would be like in the middle of like I don't know, a work day, or you're
Oh
talking
my
to someone and
god.
it's like creeping up and it's like right here, so it's like teasing you a little bit and you're like, okay, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be strong. And if you don't cough it out, you're literally going to start suffocating.
I know. I saw a meme the other day. What's that guy? He was like turning purple and like doing this thing, and like all the veins are coming out of his neck because he's like trying to hold in his cough. I remember
It's
that in school. I would be so embarrassed if it's all quiet, everyone's like taking a test, and you have a massive cough attack. Like, oh, the worst.
Oh, well, let's cheers to you feeling better and getting better. I am
I'm
literally
good.
finished off last night's rosé. It's like nasty, but whatever. Like
Yeah,
I
cheers.
need a drink and I already had a coffee, so cheers.
There you go.
Well, cheers to a new episode. Good to see
Yay.
you, my love. All right.
Welcome
Let's
back
catch
to
up.
Girl Goggles. We're not doing our intros anymore.
Um,
Jules here.
Fatima here.
And
Okay.
welcome back to Girl Goggles.
Oh, she actually has goggles on today.
These are so aggressive. Okay, when I bought these, I thought this was a sticker, and it does not come off. it's like engraved, and I'm like, it just feels really aggressive. Like, do we
It
have to?
feels it is a little distracting. When you first came on, I was like, do I tell her that there's a sticker on it
No, it's
or
not a
like
sticker. It literally it's engraved.
what
I
does
was
it say?
Chanel.
Oh, that's why it's engraved.
Well,
I you know what? This is really embarrassing, but like, do you have bad vision or you just wear it for like the fashion?
don't be embarrassed because it's an interesting question. Technically, I do have a
No,
prescription.
I'm embarrassed because I don't think I've ever asked. I don't think I've ever cared enough to ask.
I know that's why I'm saying like don't be embarrassed by asking that because even if you were like my spouse, you wouldn't really know for sure because technically I have contacts and prescription glasses.
Okay.
But my eyes are not horrible, so I can see without them. Like if I'm night driving or like seeing a movie, I see much better with my glasses or my contacts, but I don't wear them very often. And I was kind of doing a little bit of a science experiment because I don't have a major prescription. And I feel like the more I don't wear them, the better my eyes get and they don't get worse. You know, like a lot of,
E.
I mean, it might just be for me, but like, again, my prescription's not crazy, but I technically, it's a little fuzzy far away, so I'm nearsighted. Um, but yeah, so I guess that's that. I should wear glasses, but I don't always.
Okay, that's fine. So because I always talk about how like I have a perfect vision 2020. Thank you God for that. So like every time I come out with which I haven't worn glasses in a long time. I think I went through a phase where I was wearing glasses a lot and well, number one, I heard that guys like girls who wear glasses like it's so
Oh,
hot and
really?
sexy. Yeah.
Oh,
So like if I liked
I didn't know
somebody
that.
at work, I would like I don't know, put like make like a bun and like wear glasses to work and people are like, "Oh, Fatima,
Oh,
are you wearing glasses?" And I'm like, no, yeah, well, yeah, just to drive or whatever."
are you wearing glasses? I
And
mean, obviously.
those were like Claire's glasses for like $5.
Whatever.
But I was told like I look hot, so I was like, "Ooh, I'm a sexy librarian."
I don't think I've seen you in glasses. I bet you would look really good in glasses. I bet you'd look
I
good in these type of like some kind of like circle, like more dramatic glasses. I could see you in.
Yeah, I like that. Or I also like just like the square, like sort of like going cat
Mm.
eye look. That also
Oh
looks really
yeah.
good.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because I have like a white face, so I need something to sort of like structure it back to make it. You know what I mean? Like if I wear too round, then I'm just gonna be like rounder. I don't know how to explain it. But well, you look lovely with your glasses on, and now I know that you are, you know, sort of blind. What
Not
have you been up to?
what have I been up to?
Besides being sick and fighting for your life.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm fine. Uh I haven't really
Well,
what?
then can I ask you, have you had any interesting encounters in the last few days that you would like to share with the class?
No.
Y'all, our girl was about to get trafficked.
Okay. So Fatima thinks that I was about to get trafficked. Maybe I was. I don't know. Do
Yeah,
you think?
maybe I don't know. It's scary out there. You never know.
That's true, out in the wild. So okay, so I had a holiday work party the other day. Um, so I work in Seattle, downtown Seattle, which if you're not familiar with Seattle, it's big city vibes, right? Like, which comes with a lot of transient activity, a lot of drug activity,
Well, hold
uh,
on. What was the word?
transient activity. That's
What
what
does
we
that
say.
mean?
You never heard of transients?
I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I ever asked what that means. I always wanted to
Yeah.
pretend that I know what that means, but I don't think I know what that means.
It's funny. That's how we communicate it to like my clients in my industry without saying like homeless people, drug addicts. It's like
Oh,
misplaced.
like they move around, like they
Yeah,
transit.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
So you see, like there's a lot of transient activity.
Ooh, I like that word.
I know, now
We're
you
so
know no word.
we're
But
so smart.
anyways, so my office is right there, next to like all the stadiums and stuff.
Please don't. Okay, this is what might have gotten you in trouble yesterday. You trying to give people the exact address and telling them your exact business. You don't need to be telling people exactly where your damn office is.
That's true. Maybe we need to get that out of there. Oopsies. Anyway, so I'll just say Seattle. And so we went to, you know, we did our thing. We did our little
Yeah.
holiday party, which was so fun, by the way. I
You
still
looked
feel
really cute. I really loved your sweater. It's, what did it say? It said
it said,
Santa
"Dear Santa, define naughty."
because I mean we can break down naughty because I
What
don't
kind
think
of
naughty's
naughty?
bad. Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, so I wore that my little sweater. And so it was really cool because like this is my first holiday party with my new company. I've been with them
Yeah.
for like 7 months, so I still feel kind of newish, and it was really cool. Like I really enjoyed hanging out with all of them. But anyway, on the way back, we had a few. You know, everyone had a few drinks,
Yeah.
and then I was gonna walk back with somebody, but like some people left super early, and then the next batch of people who wanted to walk back were like not going for a while. They wanted to
Yeah.
drink, and I was just ready to go. So I'm like, it's fine. It's like a short walk back to the office. So I start walking my happy ass, you
And
know.
I mean, it was still daylight, so I mean, technically,
Yeah.
you're not really worried about getting murdered right out of your office, you know?
Yeah, it's like a block. So anyway,
Yeah.
and I'm wearing this like bright, you know, holiday sweater. I did not feel like cutesy anything. But anyway, so I start walking and then I hear somebody who's like, "Hey, hey." And I'm like, oh, please God, don't be talking to me. You know that feeling when
Yeah, yeah.
somebody's
Like,
like,
but you know exactly that they're talking to you.
I
100% these people are
know.
talking to you.
It's the worst. I'm just like, I just want to get. It's funny as single women who like talk about maybe wanting attention or wanting to date.
Yeah.
If you get the wrong attention, it's so cringy.
Yeah.
Like when I heard, "Hey," I was just like, please not now. Like I didn't want to look back. I'm just like, I'm just trying to go to my office. Like leave me alone. So by the second hey, I only look back and I'm like, oh Jesus. And he starts, you know, getting a little pep in his step and he comes up and he's just like, how you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing out here? And I'm so dumb. Exactly what you just said. I was like, oh, I just left my work party. That's my building right there where I work. Like just
Here you go.
why?
That's my social security number. This is my driver
Yeah.
license.
Like for what? As soon as I said it, I was like, why did I just tell him exactly where I worked? And so in my mind, what I was thinking, I always watch like murder shows and stuff, and I'm like, you never want people to think that you're like alone, right? So
Yeah.
I was trying to say like, I'm going right there, like I'm not going far. People are
Yeah.
waiting for me, type of thing. But fuck. Anyway, so he's like, oh okay. He's like, well, you just made my day. You look good, and I'm like, you know, just. But then he opens up his coat though and is like, do you smoke? Do you do drugs? And I'm like, no. And he puts his little baggie of weed, I think it was weed, on my arm because I'm doing this. I'm like, just no, it's it's kind of cold.
Yeah.
He set it on my arm and he was like, do you want this? I'll give it to you for free because you're so cute. And I'm like, no, thank you. First of all, I truly don't smoke weed, but second of all, I'm definitely, if I did, I'm not taking it from you.
Like you were about to get pimped out that night if
You think
you
so?
if you kept talking to this man. Yes.
It was weird. So he shows me his drugs, and then he was like, my name's Abdul. His name would be Abdul. And I'm just like, okay, Abdul. He's like, what's your name? I told him my name. I should have said Kathy or something. And then he was just like, can I get your number? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm married. And then I like ran across the street back
It's
to my
crazy
office.
because when you send me that video and you were like telling me the story in details, like, hey, like, so I turn around this guy and I kept screaming at my phone. I'm like, tell him you're married. Tell him you're married. Tell him you're waiting for your
I
husband. And then
did.
you're like, I told him I'm married. I'm like, okay, good. I taught her really good. But hold on. This is a really interesting. Well, first of all, I'm really good that you're alive and well
Yeah.
and
I mean, it's
learning
whatever.
learning from your mistakes. Number two, let's think about the names. Like if we were out and somebody was trying to talk to us and we were not interested, what names would we say? What name would you
I know
come
what
up
you're
with?
going to say.
Stop. I want a new name.
We know your alter ego. I think this is a good topic because I never go out, so I'm like, okay, two thoughts. One, it is, even though it's disgusting, like that person, it almost made me feel bad about myself because I was like, the fact that he thought he could even holler, like, but also it is a little bit of like a confidence booster regardless, even if they're nasty.
Yes, and that's kind of what I mentioned last time when we were talking. to give him a little bit of credit, I think if we lived in a perfect world, everybody would give everybody compliments, right?
True.
Like because
Yeah.
it's such an easy act of kindness. Like it doesn't
True.
require anything, right? You can just look at a person and be like, well, don't you look good? You just made my day. And I'm pretty sure maybe you did really make his day. He has like, it sounds like he has a tough life. It sounds like
Yeah, I think
there is
so.
a lot of work involved. There's a lot of work with public. He has to talk to a lot of people. So like maybe you did brighten his day, because you looked also festive and Christmassy and whatever. But I
Yeah.
get what you're saying that
That's
like
a good point.
a
I
lot
like
of
that perspective.
you know what I mean? It's almost like, thank you. Like, yes, you are creepy, and I am sort of worried about my life right now. But if you were not creepy, and if I just took it as just a person just walking the same streets that I am, and just telling me that I look great and blah blah blah. But it would be nicer if he was hot and he
I
wasn't
know.
smelling like weed and selling weed in his coat. I think that would be a lot.
It was like a
I think
whole
that
store, like just what do you want? And
like I'm sorry, what is this 1997? Like weed is legal everywhere. Like what are you talking about? Like
I'm
why do
sure
you
it was
need to
all
be
laced and stuff too. When he said it on me, it really bothered me after the fact because I was thinking like, there's probably fentanyl dust all over that thing. You know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know. Anyway, you're right though. I really like that perspective.
Mhm.
Let me just take it as a compliment. But then but yeah, it was weird. He had some buddies he was meeting and they were like waiting on the corner too. So the more I thought about that, when you were like, you're about to be trafficked, I was like, that is kind of sketchy because he did have a bunch of buddies across the street. But I made it out alive. So yay. But I think we do need names. Like I shouldn't be telling everybody my name or that right there, that window up there is exactly where my office is. Like, come on.
Yeah, we just need to come up with a story. By the way, come up with a story. Hold on, real quick. Uh,
Yes.
so I have these guests that come to our restaurant very often. They're very interesting people. They're very different people. Okay, they're just different. Okay, they
Hmm.
they live like in their own world, and we sort of like hop in and out when they visit us at my job. So I get them like once in a while, and I don't like they complain a lot and they send food back and they say
Oh,
that there are things in the food and like they
oh,
make up like they're one of those, right? So, but I sort of give them like a pushback where it's like, hey, like just don't be ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's have a good time. I sort of always tell them like, hey, like let me help you. Tell me exactly what you want and I'm gonna make it happen for you and let's not get on each other's nerves. So yesterday we
oh.
sort of started like that too and whatever. And she was like, because I was saying something to them, she was like, what's your name? And I told her my name and she was like, oh, that's my favorite name. And she was like, and you're giving me attitude with this name? Like, this is crazy. And I was like,
She
well, that's
said that?
yeah, and I was like, that's how I do. I was like, that's if you know me, that's who I am. And she was like, I don't like you. And I was like, this is crazy because she knows my name. Like she's been coming to this restaurant for years, but I think like, they're not all there. So they probably maybe have like memory problems or whatever. So she's like, oh, so your name is interesting. Where are you from? I'm like, I'm from around here. And she was like, well, don't you have like any relatives who are like Persian or maybe Turkish and whatever? And I was like, maybe. I'm not sure. She was like, well, what did your mom tell you? And I was like, well, I don't know. My mom was adopted. I was like, I think my grandparents were just, like, druggies off the street. So she doesn't know anything. And she was like, I'm so sorry. Dude, they have never tipped me as much as they tipped me yesterday, which it's still not a big
Oh,
tip,
okay.
but compared to what they usually give me, just because I told them that my mother was adopted and her parents were junkies off the street.
How did she even feel like that was okay to ask those things?
I don't know, but I felt so good. I was like, oh, this must feel so good just walking around and telling people different stories. And I was like,
That's kind of fun.
and especially
But
with people that they're not going to remember my story. She's probably going to come in next time and be like, what's your name?
is this a family? Is it a couple?
It's just so crazy too because it's a mom and a daughter and they're identical. Like, how is it
Oh.
possible that a mother and a daughter have same mental issues? Like,
And they come
how?
in and just talk shit to everybody there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they were banned at some point, and
Oh
then
my
like
god.
they kind of like snuck back in. I have no idea, but whatever. Like they don't really bother me because I know those kind of people. Like, you are just, there's a lot going on up here. They probably hear voices and things, and they just, they just want to come out and talk to other people because it probably gets a little crazy up here. So that's why
Yikes.
I don't mind that. But
Good for you,
so
thinking on your feet. I'm not good at that. I'm really like, even though it's even though it's a stranger and it doesn't matter, I can't, like, I'm not a good liar. And I'm not good. I'm just not good. I'm not good at that. Like, I can't remember. First of all, you know more than anybody. I have a horrible memory. So
you
like, if
do.
I lie, like, we got problems. Like, I just cannot lie. I would never be able to keep up with my lies.
To keep up with the story, you know what?
Oh my god, I can't keep up with the real truth. So
Yeah.
like, whenever, so like, I don't know, if I'm like, if I feel like I should lie, like it's a good reason to lie, like with that guy, like I shouldn't have told him all my information. I just get so like stumbled and like, I don't know.
I think what, again, a very interesting it's a very interesting thing to talk about because I think I would actually be really good at lying because I think I'm actually a good liar. Like, I almost get excited when I'm like, oh, like making things up. I don't know if that's like my creative, or like I don't know if I just like the like emotions, and I'm like, oh, like what other emotions can I feel today? You know what I mean? Like, so I
Hmm.
think I would not be a very good, no, I would be a very good bad person. Does it make sense? Like, if
Yep.
I totally just said goodbye to all of my morals and how I choose to live this life, I would probably be an evil genius. Just saying.
I mean,
Okay,
we do know
so
people in the world, so
uh
actually, we did. Remember, we did make up alter ego names. I can't remember what they were though. They were all V names. You're Victoria.
well, I was Victoria. You were, well, what would you like to be?
What was I?
Violet? No.
No, I think Val was Violet. I think I was like Venus or something. Vicky? I don't remember.
Well, I'm Vicky. We can't have two Vickies.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Vicky. You're right. You were Victoria.
So I'm so sorry. My dog that used to be my dog doesn't want to spend time with me because I finally became his spare human, and his main human is in the other room, and he is crying because he wants the door open so he can be close with his main human.
Oh, is
You
Magam his human?
Yes, he betrayed these this
Oh.
dog betrayed me. I picked him up. Well, I didn't. My ex did, but we found him and he was going to be thrown onto the freeway, and I brought him home so he can love another human.
Oh, I didn't hear the story about Max.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Go.
Spring
Go
break.
be with your man.
I
He's
mean,
so
in his
obsessed with me.
defense, Magam is an amazing human being.
He
So
truly
what? So
is.
tell me the story about Max. I didn't hear the story.
So, me and my ex were like toying with the idea of getting a dog, but I always wanted to get a dog like when I like moved out of my parents and started living on my own. But I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that sounds like a lot of work. I work a lot, like I'm never home, and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm so glad that I didn't get an animal when I was in my early 20s. Dude, I was never home. I was taking care of some like random guys, dogs and cats, because I was like sleeping over at somebody's house. I'm like, oh, that's your dog. He was like, oh, can you take my dog? Oh my God. Oh my God. One time I was hooking up with this guy and I woke up and he was a teacher and he had to go to work in the morning, and he asked me to walk his dog and I did.
The audacity of these men. Also, how do they trust people that they're just like randomly hooking up with?
And
Just
I
like,
and I
hey.
you ready for the kicker?
Yeah.
I think like I like left his house or whatever, locked up after myself, and I think I wanted to get in touch with him the next weekend to go out again, and he never answered. Like I
He
called,
ghosted you after you walked his dog?
yeah, which is crazy because like I sort of like saw him after, like it wasn't like a random person, it was like a random person that somebody else knew type of thing. So it's not like I was never going to see you again, like, and you're just gonna,
What is the
yeah.
seriously, the audacity? Like,
Yeah,
I don't.
whatever.
Yeah,
What were we
whatever.
talking about? Oh yeah, so
Maxi boy.
my ex was working at the gas station, and
Okay.
this lady that came in, and you can tell that she was under a lot of influence, and she was basically like, hey, like we have these puppies, and they were probably like backyard breeders, and they were probably like, making hundreds of these puppies on
Puppy
a
mill.
regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And she was just like, do you want it? And my ex was like, no thank you. And the lady was like, okay, like if you don't want it, I don't remember exactly what the lady said. She either said they were gonna like just leave it like on the side of the highway, or she
Oh
said they
my
were gonna
god.
like, or they were gonna drown them or something. I don't know. Like she said they were gonna get rid of them because she was like, oh, we have so many, we don't need them.
Oh my
So
god.
obviously my ex being the amazing person, she was like, "Oh my god, like yes, I'll take it, whatever." And I didn't know anything. So when I got home, I walked in. Well, cuz long story short, me and my neighbors were super close. We were spending a lot of times together. The heat and our home was broken, so we were like all like literally, and the heat at my friend's house was broken, so we were all
Oh.
camping. Like 8 people were camping in a living room. Like it was
Oh.
crazy. Yeah, it was really cute. It was really cute.
That's sweet.
And I walk in and they're all sitting on the couch, and like they're like, I think Shauna was holding, Maxie, and he was teeny, and I was like, what is this? I was like, oh my god, girl, you got another dog? And they already had 2 dogs, 3 dogs. And she was like, and I was like, who got a
Oh
fucking dog? And I was
god.
like, he got a dog. And I had the most like YouTube moment, like those videos when like they put a puppy on your hands and you start bawling. I literally had that movie
Oh. Like
moment.
happy tears?
Oh my god, just like bawling. And I was like, can
Oh.
we keep him, please? And I was like, what's his name? And Max was like, well, I was thinking, and like, I think Max is cute. I'm like, I love Max. And then it's crazy because the next day I woke up and I was like, Max, like we could have thought a little bit more, we could have had a little bit more imagination, but I was like, whatever, Max. And now I can't imagine his name being anything else.
That's so sweet. So when you and your ex broke up, did you have any kind of like grievances or issues about who's getting Max?
No, not really. I knew it was something. I
Just
mean, it
he's
was
your
something
baby.
that I sort of stated from the very beginning. I was like, that's my dog. Like, I'll take my dog. And, I don't think the other person really wanted to, not because they didn't love Max,
Yeah.
but I think because, like, they knew how much work it is. And we've already had, I might share it one day, but we've had some things happen with Max throughout the years. It hasn't been the smoothest journey, but like,
Sure.
I chose to go like a more difficult route every time because I have a dog. Like I'm the type of person, I'm like, I will sleep in my car, but I will have my dog with me. You know what I mean? And I sort of like know how hard it is. So like I was like, I'll take him. Like you don't have to worry about it. And I know that that made that other person's life a lot easier, when it comes to
Yeah.
like moving around and finding apartments and all that kind of stuff. It's hard. It's very hard finding an apartment with a dog, and
Totally.
like
Especially a big dog.
a big dog, there's so many
Yeah.
questions what kind of dog he is, and
Yep.
this and that and the other. So it's like, um yeah, but I could never live without him.
I know. That's your
um
that's your baby.
Speaking of babies, please tell me you've been following the whole United Healthcare CEO thing.
I wasn't, but because going back to me, if it's a big story, I just don't watch it. And like it's been everywhere. Like this is
Yeah.
going on, this is going on, this. So I'm just like, ugh, whatever. But I knew we were going to talk about it, so I did do a little research. Yes, I
Okay,
researched it last
so
night. I think
uh
I'm caught up.
perfect. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now that was probably like the biggest story in a long time, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like it's like people die every single day and it's horrible, right? And not every death is, televised like that. And it's almost like, why? But because obviously this is like a big deal thing, because this is, who was he? Was he just the CEO of
yeah,
United Healthcare? From
yeah.
which I did my research too, and I found out that it's probably the most corrupted insurance company, and they have had problems for years with like insurance claims, and they have the highest denial rate, just all of those crazy things. So, okay,
Yep.
before we start, I want to say that am I happy that the person lost their life? Absolutely not. There was a murder, and it's always a sad day when a
Never
human
okay.
life
Yeah.
is taken. 100% absolutely. Do I understand why some people had strong opinions on the internet and were basically like sort of joyful about it, which is such a weird word to use when it comes to death, like joyful. Like we don't associate with that, but it's like I can understand why people did that. And I read one of the comments that just shook me to my core. This guy was like, don't be upset with me if I'm happy today because this company denied my daughter's cancer medication and she passed away.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I mean, when you read this, you're like, how do you want these people to feel? Well, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm so sorry that you lost your life. It's horrible. It's horrible to his family, but like, we've been fucked over for years, by all these big corporations. But
Yep.
nevertheless, this hot, hot man, educated Yale graduate man decided just to pew pew a healthcare CEO at 8 o'clock in the morning in New York City, just bright and early in the middle of like life going on. And he got caught the same day because he went to Starbucks and
McDonald's, right?
he rode a freaking city bike through Central Park. Like the dude was having a day. Like he was just like having a day. He was like, let me go get some coffee. Then I'm just like gonna have a little stroll through Central Park. And then he got caught in McDonald's by like this
Yep.
employee that decided that it was her business. But you know what's crazy? She got fired.
What? I didn't know that part. Why?
Apparently. Well, what happened was people found out exactly what McDonald's that was that snitched on him, and they started giving that McDonald's like crazy reviews on Yelp, talking about like this horror. You know how people do. So Google had to shut down the like people's capacity to comment on that location because it blew up or whatever. And I think there was something. So I think she was let go of the job because like people were like probably coming over and like threatening her or something. I don't know.
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy.
Wow. And when he got caught, he had everything. He had like a note as to why he did it. He had all his fake IDs. He had like the bullets and or weapon on him. I can't remember which one.
He had
It was a
Monopoly
weird
money in his backpack.
almost setup type it just seemed weird. Almost
I
like he was expecting and wanted to be caught.
Thank you.
Did you
Thank
hear
you.
too that the bullets had messages on them?
Yeah, deny
I
something, deny, deprive something. So basically
mhm.
the words that insurance companies say to people when they're
Yep.
denied their claims.
Yep.
It's
I got
this
thoughts
is
on this. Do you want to start?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I have so many thoughts on this. Our medical field, I shouldn't say our medical field, our healthcare insurance is trash. We have so much work to do in the United States regarding insurance,
Yeah.
regarding medical. It's just nasty. The whole industry has become just this multi billion dollar industry. It's more about the money than it is about helping people or
Yes.
healthcare. Um, I feel really close to this because I am a single mom and my son had several life-saving surgeries as a baby. He
Yeah.
had half of his bowels removed. He's had all these surgeries. Now he's had knee surgery. I've had back, all the things. And I've owed thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for these surgeries. My mother had severe lung disease. She had to pay $1,500 a month for one inhaler to live. She couldn't live off of that. And because she was sick, she didn't work. So she was
Yeah.
medically disabled.
Yeah.
And they expected her to pay $1,500 a month for just the inhaler plus I'll never forget the number, plus all the other medical bills she had, plus because she wasn't working, she could either be on Medicaid, which doesn't cover crap, or she would have to pay for private insurance, which is like $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So how is she even gonna pay? So what is that? $3,000 just for your medical insurance and one inhaler a month, and somehow you have to figure out, she was a single woman. You need to figure out how you're gonna pay all your other bills too. Like, come on. It's insane to me. I think as humans, we are going to have medical issues because we're human. We are flesh and blood,
Exactly.
and our
Exactly.
shit is gonna fail.
Yeah.
And we're gonna need to go to the doctor, and we're gonna need help. And it's everybody's mother and child and grandparents, and we all need it. So number one, there needs to be a better way. This cannot just be this money market that it is now. It's flawed, it's horrific, it's awful. With that said, I don't think murdering the CEO of a company was the answer. I think that, in my opinion, obviously this is still under investigation, so we don't know all the ins and outs. We don't know
We don't
everything.
know anything at this point.
True, anything, yeah. I feel like, from an outsider looking in, he was making kind of a example and a spectacle of the situation, especially with it was very methodically planned out, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's
And
and it's also like, to me, it doesn't seem like a one person job.
yeah, that's interesting to me. It's, yeah, potentially, right? Like, there's just so much that was thought through. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't necessarily disagree with the overall uproar, but I don't think murdering somebody is the answer. And nor do I think anything is going to change now.
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty well. Yeah, so basically I can say nothing else but
I
100%.
mean, what are your thoughts?
No, it just the thought. I hate to be like the conspiracy theorist. I'm not the type of person. I hate being like, ooh, there's something we don't know. But there's definitely something that we don't know.
Will you talk more
There's
on that? Because I'm curious about that, because I've seen that a lot. I am the opposite of a conspiracy theorist. I'm very like, it is what it is. Somebody
no,
just thought they want.
I think a lot of how I perceive media and just like how I analyze certain things and whether or not I believe in like these like big shocking stories. Like, I come from a place where TV is like 100% propaganda. So like things that you hear on TV, those are very like just everything is very thought of, right? Like there's no mistakes, people don't say things for nothing, like everything is curated perfectly. So like I grew up thinking that that's how media works, and unfortunately that's how media works. Like they're going to feed you with the information that you want to hear, one, and two, they're going to feed you with an information that is going to sort of take over your attention span, and then there's going to be bigger things happening
Yeah,
behind closed doors. I mean, we
sure.
can just, yeah, a lot of things going on. I'll just give you some of my thoughts. I think he's super hot. There's no way he just like wanted to murder
Let's
that
get to the
guy.
actual point. He's hot.
Dude, they took so many pictures of him in jail, and all of those pictures were supposed to be like, like mug shots, or like just, like whatever, the paparazzi shots, like the official shots for like the news outlets and stuff. He looks hot in every single picture.
He has very nice brows.
He is just a gorgeous man. And obviously, I love internet for being funny and for all the girls being like, free my man. He was with me by this address from 6 p.m. till like 10 a.m. Like, it's so funny. And I was just like, ugh, what an unfortunate situation. But like, I mean, it brings people together. So we're just gonna see how it unravels. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a lot more information as the time goes. But I don't know. I don't know.
Fine.
Something is fishy. Something is really fishy in there.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So that we covered that part. Speaking of big things that happen in the media, did you see that Selena Gomez got engaged?
I did. I did. I don't follow her. I don't know much about
What?
her and her partner, but yes, I saw that.
So,
Tell me the details.
do you know who she's dating?
No.
So his name is Benny Blanco, and he's like a producer and a DJ, and he's been in the music for quite some time. And the very interesting thing that people find about their relationship is how, good looking Selena is. Duh, that's a given, and
Yep.
how unattractive he is.
Oh. Yee.
So that's your homework for later, to look up Selena and
Okay.
Benny and to let me know your thoughts on it.
What are your thoughts?
I'm happy for her. Like, she's 32 years old. She's dated quite a few people. She has been in one of the most talked relationship of the past, I don't know, decade. And, she, like, people, there is such a strong fan base of that relationship alone, not just
Mhm.
like, oh, like I'm a Selena fan or I'm a Justin fan. Like, people still stand their relationship and they still go hard after Haley, talking about like he still loves it. Like, who does that? Like, who does that? But nevertheless, this has been like a long time coming for her. And Haley, which is Justin's wife, she liked the post with the engagement ring,
I bet
because
she
everybody,
loved the post.
she loved it because she's like, finally, she's gonna get married, and my man is gonna stop thinking about her, and
Exactly.
thinking
Exactly.
that he can still end up with her because she's single. Once she's like locked in, she's gonna be out of my life. But I don't know. I mean, congratulations. I love when people are happy, and she got a marquee diamond that she has been wanting her whole life. I think marquee diamonds are ugly, but we're all different. Probably my engagement ring, some people are not going to find it cute, and I'm okay with that.
What kind of
Uh,
Oh, speaking of engagement rings, that ring that you sent me. Can we post that on our page?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Let's set the scene.
Okay.
You have been dating an amazing man for whatever time you think is normal to get engaged after.
Who knows nowadays?
Everything's great. He's awesome. You love him. He loves you. He loves your kids. Everything's great. And he seems to have an okay job. And you're getting proposed to. He gets on one knee, Julianne, whatever you want to hear. I love you, baby girl. Come to me. And then he pulls out a ring with the littlest, the
Littlest.
smallest, the tiniest. You can't even see it.
You need a
Diamond.
binocular to see the diamond.
What is your reaction?
Ugh. Okay. I am
Okay,
that.
hey. Don't try to be all like smart and understanding and like all
But
woke and stuff.
I
Just
know, I
say
know,
how
I
you
know, I
feel.
know. I
Say how
know,
you
I
feel.
know. So I know you don't want me to be that way, but I really am that way. Like I think that, but that would be gross. Like that would bother me. But if I love the guy, I would say yes, and then I would say we're going to the jewelry store and we're getting a different ring. Like this is not acceptable. And if
So
I
how? Okay, I love that. I love that you're doing that because I think that's actually like a very healthy way to do it. Like, hey, like I love you, thank you for that, but like I'm gonna be the one wearing it, so like, and you want me to be happy wearing it. Let's do this together, okay?
yeah, the
Like,
ring that you sent, y'all, I'm talking tiny little band, like a really small band, and the diamond was significantly smaller than the band. Like you had to like
and in my defense, in today's day and age, there are so many places where you can get so many different quality diamonds. You can get a
yes.
real diamond, you can get an amazing, beautiful lab grown diamond
Yep.
for like $800,
Yep.
$1,000,
I
1,500.
was
Like,
just gonna say that.
there's so many options for so many different price points. I get it. We all want to get this one amazing, like Harry Winston or Tiffany's or whatever people get ring, and I get it, I understand, but like at the same time, like if you are someone like me who for example, I've always known that I need like a bigger stone. I have bigger hands. I
Same.
have round shape nail beds. Like I
Me
just need
too.
a bigger stone. I've always
Yep.
liked bigger jewelry. I don't wear
Yep.
dainty jewelry because
Yep.
what's dainty about me, you know? So
I feel the same way.
I know I need a bigger stone, but
Yep.
I'm also I don't want to have a like a natural diamond because I think like come on, seriously in 2024 I'm going to be buying diamonds that God knows how they were sourced. God knows who died to get that little bitty diamond for me, you know, whose children were sacrificed for me to get that little bit diamond, where I can get a massive, beautiful, clear diamond with like 30-year warranty for fraction of a price.
Absolutely. I think you need to know. So, number one, you need to know who you're dating. Like, if you're with somebody and you know that she's, I assume they've had the conversation. Like, I've been married, and before I got married, we talked about it over and over. I was like, I want this ring, I want this ring.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if you can't afford a $20,000 diamond ring, that's okay. But, like you said, go, get something that you can get a lower quality diamond, or the new thing, maybe it's not new, but like a trendy thing right now is like little diamonds. They're way less expensive. You can
Okay.
get kind of lower quality small diamonds that still are like a good size. They're beautiful. Like what you showed me that we have to, I wish I had a picture of it right now for everyone to see, was so unacceptable. It was just like, where's my pen? It was like the diamond was the end of this pencil. Like it was like a little boop. That is gross. Like,
And
thank you. I love you. I want to marry you. This is awful. Let's go back to the jewelry store.
and everybody's different like probably if we ask if we put 10 women in this room and then we ask them, hey, like would you want your partner to ask you what you like or like ask your friends what you like, or do you want him just to like buy you something and then surprise you? Nine
Uh,
out of 10 women, and I'm being very confident when I say this, are going to be like, I want him to know what the fuck I like, because
Absolutely.
nobody wants to have pictures on the most wonderful, amazing,
Yep.
beautiful,
Yep.
most wanted day of your life. Dude, we all
Yep.
want to get fucking engaged in a beautiful
Yep.
setting. And you don't want your pictures to be like,
That's so embarrassing.
you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to be surprised. I want to
Nope.
be surprised at how amazing you got my idea and twisted it and made it so much better.
Yep.
But I think there's different like I'm like a good mix of like type A and type B personality. Like I'm type B when it comes to like I'm slouchy, I'm messy, like the dishes can be in the sink for 3 days. I don't care. Like nobody's going to die from it, you know, like everybody's okay. But I'm also type A when it comes to like controlling certain things and getting exactly what I want. And I don't think it's a crime to have conversations with your significant other and tell them like, "Hey, do you want me to show you what I like? Do you want any ideas?"
Yep.
Like obviously see how comfortable your partner is, because I think some guys are like, "No, I got this." But that's a red fucking flag, bitch. No, you don't. Don't no, you don't got it, because at the end
Yeah.
you're going to give me some ugly ass pear-shaped ring.
Well, part of it is too, like, knowing your spouse. Like, I feel like if you're ready to get married to that person, you should know what's important to them. Like, you should know what their design is, like what they
Yeah.
like. It doesn't have to be the exact ring she picked out if she could pick it out herself, but like you should know a general idea of what she likes.
I
Also,
just don't
like for the woman though too, she needs to know like the person she's dating. If you're dating somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, you guys are struggling paycheck to paycheck, it's unreasonable for you to ask for a $50,000 ring, right?
Well, and absolutely, and I think I think that's ridiculous. Obviously,
It's
like if
yeah,
you were like I would never like I mean I don't know who my man's is gonna be, but I'm just like this is how much money I make and this is my lifestyle. Like first of all, why do I need a $50,000 ring? Where am I gonna wear it to? My mole
everywhere.
job, or
Everywhere. Hello.
when I go shop at Dollar Tree? Like what are you talking? Oh, like,
If
why
you're
do I
wearing a
need this?
$50,000 ring, you're not going to be shopping at Dollar Tree anymore,
But
boo.
that's why I'm
You've
saying,
made
you know
it.
how, that's why I'm saying a lot of people live a very like humble lifestyle and they're regular
Sure,
people, they have
sure.
regular jobs, but then they take these loans and then they take these, like, they put this on credit cards and whatever,
No,
and
live
they
within
buy
your
this
means.
expensive ring because they're like,
Yeah,
well, that's my wedding ring. Like, I want it to be cute. And I understand it and I get it. But like, going into debt for a wedding ring, that's just ridiculous. That's just
totally.
bad economics.
No, I agree. Like, you need to know, like, I kind of think it needs to be an investment with the two of you, to be
Yeah.
honest. That's actually how me and my ex-husband did it. He got me this beautiful Vera Wang ring. It was beautiful. They have a science behind it. When I got married, which has been a long time, they said it was 2 months of salary plus like a half a month.
I think there's some math behind it, yeah.
Yeah. So my ring was like, I want to say it was like 10K, and it
Which
was
is which is a lot.
It was beautiful. It's amazing. Off the post, maybe we'll post it on the whatever. It was
Okay.
beautiful. It was amazing. It was a stretch for him. It was a good 2.5 of salary, right?
Paychecks,
Two and a half
yeah.
months. But then it was paid off and we were good to go. I think that's about right. But like, you know who you're dating. If you're dating somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, you can't expect to have this giant ring. But also,
Yeah.
like the ring that you showed me, that tiny ass little thing, I would rather just a band with diamonds or something. Like you could have gone any route besides that, or a
Okay.
fake ring. Honestly,
Okay, what if a question for you. What if your partner says, "Hey, this is what I've been thinking. I have $4,000 cash. Is there any specific ring that you kind of wanted going for? Because what if there is a ring that you liked and it's around 7? What if your partner asks you, like, do you want to like add money towards your ring? Like, what are you gonna say?
that's a great question. So number one, I don't love that because I want it to be a surprise. Like I think having like a surprise engagement is exciting. But also, I kind of don't mind the idea, to be honest. I would rather, my number one thing though, what I think should happen, that's like a last resort. What I think should happen is he puts forth how much he can, and then if he needs to finance it, he finances it. And once
Yeah.
we're married, then it's our financing, right? So like my money goes into it too, and like we help each other with our. I mean, I don't know. Like when I was married, it was like your debt is my debt, and you pay it off. But like I think he should just.
Yeah, your dad is his dad. His dad is his dad.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay, girl
Yeah, that's
math.
how it
Girl
works.
math. Okay, sorry.
No,
You're
that's how it
right. You're
works.
right.
That's the whole reason of getting married. Like, the hell I'm paying for your student loans. You
You're
didn't work a
right. You're
day in
right.
your
You're
life.
right. No, you're right.
Girl, bye.
What do you
I
think?
It's so funny because I think, like, I hate that for you because, like, you're so nice and loving and caring and nurturing, and I think you would do that. I think if a man was like, I got this ring, whatever, but I know you want this ring, I think you'd be like, yeah, here's my credit card.
Well, here's the options. Are you going to either rock the little dainty ring, or are you going to help to rock an amazing ring? I would rather. It's going to be on my finger. I want to rock a beautiful ass ring. If you're going to pay 5K and I'm going to contribute 2K, then that's what I'm going to do.
I don't know. I just don't want to pay for my ring.
Well,
Like,
then
I
you
don't.
gotta rock the little tiny
Yeah, but
microscopic
why?
diamond.
When you can buy really beautiful rings for like really good prices nowadays.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like,
fair.
do the research. Like, to go to different. You don't have to just go to the mall to Zales because that's where every guy goes. "Oh, I'm getting engaged. I'm gonna You know what I mean? Like, there are other options, but it's like I don't want to pay for my ring. I've actually heard of someone who like helped pay for her ring, and I don't know, just icky. Every time I'm gonna look at it, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, that's my ring. Like, I bought it. That's my
Yeah,
ring.
yeah, yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm in the middle on this one.
But I love talking about it because, like, we don't have any rings incoming, but it's like good to
No
talk about it
rings.
for the future. If you like it, put a ring on it.
Can you imagine if Abdul bought me a ring? It'd be a
Abdul,
weed ring.
honestly, Abdul would get you a ring. He has a couple of dollars, I'm sure.
Can I show? Speaking of jewelry, look at what Fatima got me, everyone. It's
It
so
is so beautiful,
cute.
Jules.
Oh, I love
And I'm so happy that you like it.
I love it. I love it. Like, you had no idea that this was literally my birthstone.
No, dude, I'm gonna sound like a horrible fucking friend, but I was basically looking for like cutesy little presents that were like in my budget, and I was like, I
Yeah.
want to get, and then it popped up and it said best friend on it, and I was like, oh, that's cute, best friend. Honestly, I didn't even look how like the bracelet looked like, and I was
No,
like, oh, it's cute,
it's
whatever.
perfect. I appreciate your honesty. But it's literally perfect. Like, it's got blue on it, which is it's like a light blue, which is Aries, March birthstone.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it had such a sweet message about like the waves of life, and it was just so sweet. I love it so much. Thank you so much.
Are we gonna have hearts?
Oh, are we? Oh,
Where's mine?
do
My
it. Just
heart,
hold it still.
just because my heart is made out of
Oh,
stone.
that's true. Is this a sign? Oh, there it is. Oh,
No, I'm like Grinch. My heart just grew 2 sizes because you loved your present.
oh, no, truly, it was really sweet, girl. When you get older, like, you never expect things. I don't anyway. Like, my family doesn't give gifts to adults. Like, we just don't do it. And
Yeah.
so I normally don't get any gifts, to be honest. Not like I don't want anyone to feel sad or anything, but I just don't get gifts. And that's okay. But like, it was just such a sweet surprise. And my candles, I just really
Oh,
appreciate it. You're so sweet.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy that they smell good because well, this,
Yes.
like, for example, this candle, I got it from,
Bath and
I
Body
don't know.
Works.
No, I think this is Five
Oh.
Below, that store under
Ah.
$5. This
Okay.
was $5.55,
Is
and
it
it
good?
smells amazing. It smells so good. But
I
it's just,
love Bath and Body Works candles. The one you got me, the one where it's like on my last nerve, is
uh-huh.
lavender, and it's so relaxing.
No, I'm happy
It's
to
been
hear that
burning
they
all
smell
morning.
good because usually candles that say like funny things on them, they're not good quality candles because like they're
Totally.
just for the show, right? They're
Yes.
just
Totally.
like, yeah,
Totally.
but the fact that they actually smell good, shit, that's good.
Yes. They smell like a essence? No.
Like essential oil.
Essential oils, thank you. Oh my god, I couldn't think
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
One's lavender and one's like a balsamic type of smell. But anyway, I love them. Thank
Balsamic
you so
like
much.
balsamic like a salad dressing.
No, is it balms?
I don't know. I
Something
don't
like
know,
that.
but like if it smells like a salad dressing,
No, it doesn't smell like a salad dressing. It's
okay,
like
good.
that earthy tone, and then the other one's lavender. The other one's been burning all morning. It's like already halfway gone. I've just been burning it, but it's so good. Thank
I oh that's what I hate. My oh, speaking of, one of them is right here. So my friend got me two Joe Malone candles. I think last year for
you. You
Christmas.
have the bougiest. I cannot hang with your other friends.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
I know.
sorry,
She's
girl.
I know she's amazing. And one of them was like the big one and it's still there. I don't use it, but this one was a smaller one and I also wanted to use it just as a decoration, just to like sit
Yes.
on the
Yes.
TV stand, right?
I
And
love
then
Joe Malone.
one day I come home and I'm like, "Oh my god, it smells amazing. What is this?" And I see my brother burning this and I'm like, "What are you doing? This is not a burning
Oh,
candle." And he was like, and he's just being a guy, which
yeah.
being a guy is just basically like saying the most logical things without twisting them, right? Because
Well,
like,
he's probably trying to be sweet. Like, come home to
no, but
like.
he's like, it's a candle. What else are you going to use it for? Like, there's different candles. There's the $5 candles that you burn all day. And there's this that you just put and look at.
It's for looks or a very special occasion.
Yes,
I love
very.
Joe Malone. Actually, that reminds me. That was on my. I'm getting myself a Christmas gift this year, girl.
As
I
you
already sent
fucking
you.
should.
I sent you. I'm either gonna get a pair of shoes or
Okay.
I'm gonna get a very high end perfume. I was thinking about the Louis Vuitton perfume, or like the Doc Martens I sent you, the Converse, or Joe Malone perfume is always a good.
I think you should totally invest into Louis Vuitton because the first time buying it, yes, it's gonna hurt, but
Yes.
also you every time you go and refill it, it's gonna be $200. I'm actually due to go
Oh,
refill
you can
mine
refill it?
for $200 at Louis
Shut up.
Vuitton.
Because the original one's like $400.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know you could refill it. Where do you Can you send it in?
at Louis Vuitton store. You just go to the store. and I think it's like $200. I think it's different, obviously, in every state, but it's like it can't be more than like $300. But like mine lasted me, and the way I spray perfume should be like fucking illegal. Like
Me
I
too.
just like
Me
douse
too.
myself in perfume,
Me
and it
too.
lasted me like over a year.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it, girl. Because like we're such smell girls. Like I feel like both
Yeah.
of us are. Like I have, I have so many perfumes, but you don't like it. It's got to be the right one. And like I feel like the Louis Vuitton one, it lasts. It's fresh.
Oh my god. It lasts like
It's so
it's
good.
insane. Like
It's
I
so
will
good.
wash my clothes and it will
Yeah.
still smell. That's how
Yes, I
like that's how much it
know.
lasts.
Remember, I bought that little. It was like $100 sample, like this big,
Yeah. So
and
yeah,
I
if you're
used
paying a
the shit
hundred
out of
dollars
that.
for
I'm
a
like, oh
sample, like
yes.
just get it together, buy it, and that's it. That's gonna be your one perfume for the year.
Yeah, I think I might. I just like, oh, it hurts me to spend that money, but like, I deserve one good gift. I'm just trying to decide which one it is.
Yeah. Well, really quick, Jules got me a really thoughtful gift. It's really like I just really need to mention it because I mentioned it on the podcast how I wanted to see like my heritage and where I come from and whatever. And I come home from my trip and my brother was like, "Oh, there's an Amazon package for you." And I was like, "I didn't order anything." And I opened it up and it's freaking ancestry kit to find out who you are, and Jules sent it to me.
Oh.
That was so sweet, like, and so thoughtful. You just heard me say it and you were like, let me get on it. Because she knew I was going to be talking about that shit for the next 5 years and I wouldn't have gotten it myself. I'd be like, I want to do it. I want to do it. But you know me. So, yeah, that was so super amazingly sweet. And
Oh.
you should totally get this. This,
I've been waiting for you to tell me, and it's okay if it's not good. I just heard that it was good. It's
I
supposed to
mean,
be like a lip mask, right?
don't you want to kiss these lips?
Always.
See?
Mm-hmm.
It's just when I wake up in the morning, like it's almost like there's no like creases or anything in my lips. Like my lips are just like one big pillowy thing.
Is it crunchy? Like, does it have balls in it or no?
No.
It's smooth, so you put it
Yes.
on at night, and then you wake up and it's kind of like absorbed, or what?
Well, I probably ate half of it during my sleep, or I don't know what you know what I mean? It's gone by the time you wake up. It's kind of like treat it as if it's like a very thick lip balm.
Okay. I think I'm
That's
gonna
it.
try it. Jaclyn Hill recommended it, and I don't necessarily love Jaclyn Hill. I don't hate her either, but like I feel
Yeah.
like she's got pretty good recommendations, and that was like
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
recommendation of hers.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you
I'm glad
have
you like it. I'm gonna get one too then, I think.
yeah, because we talked like lippies are the
Yeah,
mirrors of the soul, right? That's what, or the
yeah.
eyes are the mirrors of the soul,
I guess maybe they
or
used to be. I feel like
or the
nowadays the
boobs,
lips are it.
or the boobs.
Oh, true.
Which ones? All right. It has been so wonderful catching up with you.
I know.
Next week we're gonna have a Christmas episode. Okay, so
Christmas.
how about next week we wear some cute Christmas pajamas?
Yes, love that. Let's do it.
And how about we drink holiday drinks?
Yep. Okay, let's come to the podcast with our favorite, cutest holiday drink and holiday jammies.
Let me shake your hand.
What do
Shake
you
it.
drink? Shake it? Oh, shake. Here. I can't see your grainy
Shake
ass.
it, shake it, shake it.
Let me get Vanna. She'll be all for the booty shakes.
All right,
God.
I love you. I see you next week.
Okay,
Bye.
love you. Bye.